Plaintiff Carl White says the defendant was a friend of his girlfriend's son, and the defendant is a known drug user who has used everything from heroin to cocaine. And as a result, he doesn't have a natural tooth left in his mouth. Carl's suing the defendant for a credit card bill. Defendant Richard Spring insists he has never been a drug addict, and he says although he barely knows Carl, he's nothing but a loan shark and a bookie. Richard claims Carl threatened him over this credit card bill, and he believes he's being sued for more than he owes.
We hear from you.
Ricky Spring is a friend of my girlfriend's son, in which case they were doing drugs, Xanax, cocaine, heroin, legal and illegal, prescribed and unprescribed drugs. The gentleman doesn't even have a natural tooth left in his mouth. I don't know how old he is. I'm only assuming he's in his mid-20s. Nonetheless, I was trying to get my girlfriend's son back on a prospect of road to success. So when he sold his house in June of 2009, he asked to move back with me and his mother. I said that was fine. I said, under one agreement, we straighten out your life. Well, in August or so, he went down to rehab to get his road to recovery. In September, I received a bill from Best Buy. Didn't know what it was for. I come later on to find out it was for a TV and PlayStation that Ricky Spring had used David's credit.
And that's what you're suing him for today?
Yes.
Let me allow him to give some background. Are you a dope fiend?
No, not at all.
Never been a dope fiend?
Never been a dope fiend in my life.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to start off with, I barely even know this guy. The one thing I do know about him is he's a loan shark and a illegal bookie.
How'd you find out that much about him?
I met people after this all went down that have placed bets with him and have gotten loans from him and whatnot. Me and him had an agreement at one point when I was getting surgery done in my mouth.
About what?
About the payments that I was paying.
All right, let me allow him to tell me about the payments you owe him or owed.
In September, I received the Best Buy bill, in which case, when I found out that he was responsible for it through David, he came to my house, we made an agreement. He agreed to pay $100 a week until the money was paid off. Now, I did not set that standard of $100, he did. I said, that's fine. In which case, I said, if that's the case, you'll do $100 a week. We'll pay off the bill in completion so we don't incur any further interest charges. So he paid $100 a week that day. And 10-5, he paid another $100. And all of a sudden, the excuses started. The unemployment didn't come in. The unemployment check was the wrong amount. I got sick. I need dentures. It was one thing after another. The cell phone got shut off. In which case, I proceeded to find out where he lived, contacted him through his home phone, which is his parents' house, in which case I'm not getting any return phone calls. After several weeks and several months of no communication whatsoever, I paid him a visit. On 2/20, I visited him in a shirt and tie like him now because I was working that day, and it was the middle of the afternoon.
What type of work do you do?
Insurance. I sell life insurance.
All right, and he says you're a bookie that is involved in an organized crime of some sort. Makes sense. They don't pay you money, you kill them, and they got insurance. Go ahead.
So anyways, he comes out of the house. Looked like I got him off the couch and sleeping in the middle of the afternoon, but nonetheless, we're having a conversation on the front porch. Getting a little loud, but not really yelling. His father comes out and says, I don't want no trouble. I said, listen, sir, I don't want no trouble either. I'm only here to solve a problem regarding the credit card bill that he owed. And which I have a statement, that a promissory note that he agreed to pay, okay? Nonetheless, his father goes off to work. All of a sudden, he starts getting vulgar and very verbally expressive and swearing, obscenities. I realized the conversation was going nowhere, so I started walking way back to my truck, in which case, I was about 30 feet away. All of a sudden, he's starting to physically harm me and beat the crap out of me. So in this case, I don't know what this drug he's going to do, because I have no idea what he's capable of. I don't know him from anything. The first day I met him was 9/24 regarding his statement that he agreed to pay. So I knew nothing about him prior to that.
See that statement.
Yep, there you go. I knew nothing about him prior to that. Nonetheless, because I was threatened with physical harm now, I'm concerned. I go down to the Newington police office and make a statement with the police officer. And I said, I'm just looking for advice on what I should do when I get a person here that's verbally aggressive and physically
things sure
threatening
have
me.
changed. Mobsters go to the courts now to collect their debts. They go to the police. It's a new breed of mob. Go ahead.
So I didn't know how this person was going to react to what he's capable of. And a police officer...
Is that what you do when they don't pay you your illegal gambling fees?
I don't know
what is it you say he does?
From what I understand, he's a loan shark. He loans people money, and he's
when
a
they don't pay your
bookie.
illegal loans, do you go to the police?
Never had it happen before, my son.
Oh, they always pay you. All right, go ahead.
So anyways, me and the police officer discussed for about 15, 20 minutes the situation. And he suggested I go to small claims court to pursue my situation and resolve it through the court system.
Okay.
I said, you're probably right, and I agreed that would be what we do.
All right, sir.
Just to touch on the physical abuse or whatever he said, that there obviously was no charges pressed. There was no, I never touched him. Only reason why I got loud with him and waited till my father left was because of the courtesy of my father.
You got loud with a mobster?
Well, I never said he was a mobster. I'm sorry, I never said.
Loan sharks, that's the criminal
to me,
slash mobster.
I don't really
He's a
classify.
criminal.
Yeah, it would have been in the 60s, maybe not now. I mean, plenty of people are bookies.
Right. Go
But
ahead.
anyway, as towards the physical abuse, the only reason why things turned the way they did verbally was because as soon as my father left, he just started threatening the hell out of me, started going crazy about the money, telling me I got to pay him or something's going to happen. So I just, since he was on my property, I plainly said, get off my property or something's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And he left, and then he made the complaint at the police station. That's all that was.
Why don't you think you owe him?
Right now, I know I owe him for a fact $567. So he's not even acknowledging any of the payments I ever made.
Once again, how much did you pay?
I've paid $600 total.
All right. Sir?
I have no record of that.
I know you might not have a record, but did he pay you?
No. He received I received two payments from him. One was dropped off by his friend, which I have a statement from his friend. His friend also acknowledged that prior to me meeting Ricky on 924, that there was two payments of $75 dropped off in my mailbox, which I had no recollection of until Dan made that statement. He informed me that he dropped off two other payments. Other than that, I only know two payments of $100. And then as a result of Dan writing that letter there, I complied with that. He paid two payments of $75 in my mailbox. Other than that, I have nothing.
Okay. So how were the payments made?
I got, at first, they were through Dave, his girlfriend's son. Obviously, it was just between me and him.
How many payments did you have him deliver?
He didn't deliver any, and my friend Dan did, and the person in that should be Dan
How
delivering.
many payments?
He delivered 3. One
How much?
for 100 and 2 for 75.
Okay, 2 for 75, 1 for 100. Who
And
else?
I also made payments, 5 payments by myself, 3 of which I had.
When?
I don't have dates. I didn't.
Months.
It was prior to this year, so it was.
Tell me the
probably
month.
It was probably, let's see.
How did you
December.
deliver them?
By car, just to his house. Right. He has a secret spot that me and him, like on his front porch.
Where you and him go to do
Secret
what?
spot where I would leave money for him. At first, I had signed on to pay him $100 a week, just like he said. That was agreed. But then,
So let's go over the months. Go ahead.
5 months prior to including December.
When
so
is the last time you made a payment?
December. Well,
December?
yeah, right.
Actually what?
December, yeah.
December, you went to the secret spot
Yep. Well, to his house, yeah, on the
and
front
put
porch.
$100 into
Yep.
it.
Because he didn't want anything put in the mailbox. That's why it was a secret.
All right. Do you know whether he was there?
No. A couple of the times he definitely said he wasn't there, but he told me to bring it no matter what.
Always just put it there. All right. That's $100. That's the last one.
That's the last payment I
Has
ever
he
made.
spoken to you about the other payments?
Yeah, the only time was when he showed up at my house threatening me.
All right. And how much did he tell you owed then?
I don't know if he didn't have paperwork with him, so I don't think he said an
Well, whether
amount.
you had the paperwork or not.
He just
you know
wanted
you owed
the
him.
$100 payment is what he wanted.
But do you know how much you owe?
Yeah, I know him exactly how much I owe him right now.
Then,
I could if I did the math, yeah.
sir, 1248 is your judgment. He has never done the math or didn't know until he got here how much he owes. As he said, when you came by the house for the $100 the last time, he didn't know how much he owed then. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
It's just another reason why he's in trouble like he is and where he is right now in his life.
I got evidence and proof from people that wouldn't want to come here and rat him out because they're scared of him.